Alright guys, in the last video I'm going to upload is level 3 problem number 12, which says secant x minus cosine x over tangent x, and how can we simplify that? The first step here is, well, I don't have any squared terms, so I can't use Pythagorean identities, but I know that I can split this into two fractions. So I've got secant over tangent minus cosine over tangent. If you ever have number plus or minus another number divided by something, you can always split it into two fractions. Let me deal with this fraction first. Tangent is sine over cosine, and secant is 1 over cosine. So I can rewrite this fraction in terms of sines and cosines. I'm going to get 1 over cosine, that's secant using the reciprocal identity, and I'm going to get divided by sine over cosine. This is the same thing as tangent, remember, using those random miscellaneous identities. Then I'm going to keep it, change it, flip it. So I've got 1 over cosine times, change division to multiplication, cosine over sine, and that's going to equal 1 over sine. Now let me attack the other fraction that I left from before. So the other fraction is cosine of x over tangent of x. Again, anytime you've got this tangent or secant or cosecant or cotangent, rewrite it using sine or cosine. That's always a good step. So tangent, as we discussed over here, is sine divided by cosine. So I'm going to replace tangent with sine over cosine. Then I'm going to keep the top, change division to multiplication, flip the bottom to cosine over sine. So now, multiplying fractions multiply straight across. I've got cosine squared over sine. That's what this fraction simplifies to. But remember, I had fraction minus fraction. So I'm going to come over here and say the first fraction, we got 1 over sine, so that's here, minus the second fraction, which as we saw here, is cosine squared over sine. This has a common denominator. I'm subtracting fractions, so I just take care of the numerators, keep the denominator the same. So denominator is sine, and the numerator is 1 minus cosine squared. 1 minus cosine squared, using Pythagorean identity 1, is sine squared. If you're unclear on how to go from here to here, please watch one of the other two videos that have been uploaded. Either problem number 4 or problem number 8 explains how to go from here to here. Now that I'm here, I've got sine squared divided by sine. One of the signs cancel out, and I'm left my final answer as sine of x. Again, let me get the panoramic view here. Important steps to remember: you can split up fractions. Number 2, if you ever have secant and tangent or cosecant or cotangent, rewrite it using sine and cosine. Deal with each fraction on its own. Combine them at the end and use the Pythagorean identity, and then simplify here at the end. Let me zoom out again. This is level 3, problem number 12. This is kind of a challenging problem, but I hope this video makes it more doable. With that, let me sign off. I will see you all tomorrow.